Okay, this package just arrived. It's a couple of Samsung Evo SSDs, and we're gonna put it in my R510 server. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is power down the server. Let that turn off. In the meantime, I'm gonna open this up. There's the disk I got. There's the disk, there's the manual. Don't need any of this stuff. And we gotta definitely power this off, so let's try that again. All right, it's powered off. Let's make sure the fans are stopped. Unplug this from the wall. Let's pop open the case. Now in here I have a SATA disc tray. This was a DVD drive at one time. So all I'm gonna do is unplug this from the optical, and I'm gonna pull this tray out like this. As you see, I have a 120 gigabyte Kingston, and the disk I'm gonna put in is 500 gigabytes. Oh, the screws are on the sides, right there. Now this should slide out now. We're gonna put this one in. Put the screws back. Okay, this slides right back in here. Let's put it the right way. Connect the optical cable and put the faceplate back on. Power back on. Plug the power back in. We gotta connect the VGA cable so we can see what we're doing. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is take a USB thumb drive, put it in a different computer. This one's a Fedora computer, Fedora 37. And go to the downloads. Make sure you have downloaded your instance of Red Hat LSBLK, and you want to see which disk you inserted. So I put in a Debian USB thumb drive that is SDC. So I'm going to use SDC as my drive to make a bootable ISO, make a bootable USB thumb drive out of. So I'm going to go sudo dd input file if equals tilde downloads, and then it starts with RH. There we go. Red Hat version 9.1 .iso, and then you say OF output file equals /dev /SDC. Then you say byte size BS equals 1 meg. And you run this, and you can go status equals progress, so you can see how far you're going. Put in your sudo password. Okay, now that that's copied with DD, and the thumb drive should be good to go. Pull out the thumb drive. Put it in the server. Pull out the keyboard and mouse dongle. Put that in the server and turn the server on. Give it about a minute to start up a little bit before we switch the monitor over. Switch the monitor to the server. F2 for setup menu. Make sure that in boot settings, boot mode is UEFI. Then hit escape and save changes and exit. Press F11 for UEFI boot manager. Go to front USB cruiser dial. Let's go to install Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And we're at the Red Hat installer menu. So I'm going to choose my English. All right, installation destination. I'm going to choose my Samsung Evo SSD. I'm going to do automatic. Done. Connected to Red Hat not registered. I will, hopefully I could do that later. I'd like to do that later. And then software selection, server with GUI. Let's see, which GUI are we getting? Let's see here, what do I want to install on here? Remote desktop clients. I'm gonna get rid of the GUI and just do a server. I don't really need a GUI for my Roon and Plex installation. All right, and then set the root password, and then done with that. User creation, I'm gonna create a user for myself. I'm gonna make myself an administrator and put my password in. Done with that. I'm wired on the network here. Security profile, date and time is right. Keyboard is right. Okay, let's say begin installation. Alright, we made it to the end of the installation. Let's try to reboot. I'm going to press F11 to make sure I boot from the SSD. Select the embedded SATA port, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, we made it to Red Hat. Let's log in. I'm logged in. Now I got to figure out how to activate the web console. Let's see what that does. Let's switch over to my Fedora computer and see if we could SSH into here and activate the Red Hat installation. So we'll SSH into my server. Oh, right. Because I reinstalled the operating system from CentOS to Red Hat. So I have to edit my known hosts. I have to get rid of this server here. And we have to SSH in, accept the fingerprint. There. So now we got to activate. So let's see how to activate. Oh, login is Aaron Fultzer. Okay. Ooh, registering. I like that. System has been registered. So this is the automatic way to register. There we go. I think I'm registered. Let's go back to the portal and see if I can find my... Well, I think that's about as far as you can get with free. Let's see if we could do an update. Sudo DNF update. Oh, looks like I can update some things. Alright, it seems we're up to date. Let's clear this out, and I think we're good to go. Now you're good to install your software and run your server.